Well, hello. Welcome back. It's Cody P with the Author Authority. In today's video, I've got a banger, an absolute banger, and I'm dropping some gems, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's video is one of my favorites. I've done the top 5 mentors that you've never heard of, but they're gonna change your life. Hopping into it, don't wanna mess around. We'll start off with number 5. I wanted to do this one first so that people would see this man. It changed my life. You know, I quit my job in 2019 and I knew I was gonna hop into entrepreneurship full time. First thing I needed to heal was my body. Before I made any forward progress, I needed to fix what I already had. I didn't know it. I knew I wanted to. I was ready to schedule an appointment with a physical therapist. Hopping into this entrepreneurship full time, I knew I needed some education. I knew I was gonna need answers and I wanted to be able to find them whenever. So what did I do? I actually went on to creativelive.com and they were offering a sale, which I'm sure the price has even come down since I bought it, but I've gotten my value out of it. The Creator Pass, where you have access to all their most popular classes. There's restrictions on just a few. And by far the most important class that I was able to view that changed my life, made that whole price tag worth it, even though the class is a lot less. Just being able to find it and go through Creative Live and sift through stuff that would help me, I was able to find my favorite mentor that you need to know about at number 5, Kelley Starrett. And on Creative Live, he did health for mobility and longevity. So to be able to take care of your body over a long period of time while you're doing any kind of work, and at the time I had just left the kitchen, I was all beat up, I was sold.
As a human being, you're designed to constantly adapt to your environment. You are a beautiful machine that just is adapting to different stimuli, and you can take an immense amount of pain. And when we look at pain, this is what we call a significant lagging indicator in engineering terms. You found out you had a defect, but it's already too late because you're a human being, right? Your knee may never hurt until you have a hole in your kneecap. Now that's a difficult bell to unring, isn't it? So the idea is that we want to move beyond lagging indicator. And so what I want to do is I want to flip this concept of lagging indicators into a leading indicator. What we do is if we start looking at position as a leading indicator, then I can diagnose and prevent problems in real time. Instead of waiting for the wheel to fly off the car and then realize I have a problem, or until I've herniated a disc and realize I have a problem. Are you guys slouching or are you gonna get position? Oh, everyone drink, one drink, all right.
I recommend this for any at-home entrepreneur, and really I wish everybody in the world would learn this. So number 5, Kelley Starrett, you can check him out on Mobility WOD. Oh, no, he changed his site. It's the Ready State now. So you can actually get these videos on kind of a subscription basis and find whatever you need. Anyways, I'm not selling anything. I just wanted you to know that's the number 5 mentor I think everybody should know about. Now, I wanted to consider Chris Do to be this underground mentor that people have never heard of because he changed my life. Thing is, the future has got some followers, man. They're already at 1 million on YouTube, and Chris Do's Instagram is banging and setting the par for many others as well. The video that, and this is not about Chris Do, but the video that changed my life that I learned from Chris Do was on pricing your services as a creative. I've watched it many times and I've watched the drills that he did with the audience, and it absolutely revolutionized my thinking on money, on pricing my creative services. And so I want to give it right away to Chris Do, but I can't. The person that he learned it from and the book that I recommend is going to be the author Blair. Enns, and he did Win Without Pitching as well as Pricing Creativity. Now, these 2 books are going to show you not only what to do in specific instances when it comes to being able to find out how your product, your service has the most amount of value, how to prove that value to the customer, and then find out how much value you're worth when you can quantify how much they're going to be making and benefiting from your services. These books are really amazing for that. I offer you Blair Enns as my number 4 recommendation. He's underground. I can't believe it. I don't know why, because he had the answers I was looking for. I quit my job in April of 2019. I was working at a kitchen and I had some jobs before that, but I was stressed out. I hated it. I didn't want to do it anymore. and I needed answers. I needed to start making money, and I needed to know why I deserved that money. And after finding Christo's video on pricing creativity, I bought both Win Without Pitching and Pricing Creativity, and my life has changed ever since. Number 3. I'm going to throw you for a bit of a loop on number 3. This is always an awkward topic to bring up, but it began my entire journey into self-help. It's how I've started running my business. It's how I started networking. It's how I met the love of my life, and it set my entire future. It was the beginning, this foundation, and it was dating advice. Because it's effective, because it's natural. I mean, humans have sex in order to reproduce and live, as well as every living thing ever. And so these guys are out here tipping the scales of evolution to give the nerds a chance, people who love to learn skills. The problem with learning pickup is that it actually takes the removal of your ego. You have to admit, like, yo, I suck and I need to be able to meet girls. And ever since I've started studying this, I have increased the quality of everything in my life. You know, when I used to have these terrible relationships where we would fight all the time and then we would make up trying to prove that we loved each other and just put each other through hell. After learning pickup and dating advice, I realized that that was a terrible way to live. And now I know how to put myself out there on full blast and find people that I'm compatible with. And the person who really helped me, who got me into this in the first place, but then changed my entire paradigm on setting expectations within a relationship so that you know, so that the person knows who you're going to be long term and what to expect, so that, you know, you don't have unmet expectations, you're not always mad at each other. You know, this is the par that we're setting, and here's how it's going to go forever out. And being able to just pick up girls or meet people on the street and start a conversation and build networking from nothing. The guy who showed it to me, who I started learning it from, and he's since broken off with his old company and started his own brand, Todd V Dating. And the thing that I've learned from Todd is, like, don't just do it if it feels good. Quantify your results. Play to win. Learn tactics and techniques so that you know exactly what you're doing. You know, when I'm playing with my camera here, I know what my aperture's at. I know what my light setting's at. I know where to put my white balance. Like, it's a skill and it takes math and you can master it. And when I found out that Todd V can teach you how to do that with love, with dating, when he can break things down like flirting and put mathematical terms to it, yo, you can master anything in the world. Love is supposedly this wishy-washy emotion that you're just supposed to wait for and be at the mercy of the universe. Fuck that. Go find love. Go make yourself worthy of love and find somebody or find many people. Figure your fucking self out. And love is not this lofty, unattainable emotion. It's something that you can master. Todd V is who I recommend for that. But you could also check out any of the guys from Real Social Dynamics. They're kind of getting away from that dating and pickup thing because it's such a sensitive topic to talk about. But Todd V is the one who started it for me. Yo, I'm sorry to all the other instructors. I just got to give it to him. Number 2. So number 2, I'm actually going to roll 2 into 1. Mostly, I want to talk about Alan Weiss. No crazy long build up here. Alan Weiss has given me so many paradigm shifts about business because he's a consultant. It's what he does. He does common sense consulting. A lot of times people overthink things, you know, or they assume that they already know the answer. But Alan Weiss is like, well, why is that the answer? Are you sure about that? I don't know, let's dig deeper. And he's really good at asking the right questions. He has an extremely high amount of self-belief, and he preaches that as well for success. So he says, like, you know, you don't want a super humble car mechanic who like thinks he can do the job. You want somebody who can fix your car and fix it now and get you back on the road. And that's the same thing for consultants, the same thing for creatives. He will really help you instill self-belief. He did $1 Million Consulting, which has changed my mind on value-based pricing, you know, as well as pricing creativity, like Blair Enns. But he does a lot of really applied practical stuff that I am now living by. It's the same thing as like setting expectations, what Todd talks about, being able to quantify your results in something as lofty as just information, right? Like being able to coach somebody, being able to turn your knowledge into profit and figure out why it's profitable so that you can prove it. Same type of thing as pricing creativity in a lot of cases, but with more investigative work. And the other guy that I want to bundle into this, I really can't do these guys enough justice. I recommend both the $1 Million Consulting book as well as $1 Million Maverick. He narrates his own Audible book for that one. I've listened to it more than almost any other book other than maybe The Art of Seduction. And the other guy I want to roll into that is Marshall Goldsmith. You know, those guys they've spoken at each other's events. They're kind of partners in a way. But Marshall is a top level coach. You know, he coached the CEO of Ford. He's given talks at Google. He does like the world's highest form of coaching. And again, it's a lot of paradigm shifts. Like, everybody knows the answer. Why aren't we executing on it? And the reason that's important to me is because as a teacher, you know, I used to teach painting for 5 years. The thing is, like, you can give people information, but can you change their behavior? Can you give them results and like actually notice a visible change in their life? And how do you measure that? Why is what you're telling them, you know, if all you're doing is accountability and a few paradigm shifts, is it really worth all these thousands of dollars, millions of dollars at the level he's doing it at? Yes, if you can prove it, if they can notice a tangible change in their life. So I'm going to recommend both Alan Weiss and Marshall Goldsmith together as my number 2. Go check out Alan Weiss's speech at the GLAC and Marshall Goldsmith's talk at Google. And then my number 1 mentor. And this one is a bit of a touchy subject here because the dude is so brutal. I've already reviewed one of his products on my channel, The 10 Commandments of Game. And it was nerve-wracking to put something like that out there for my friends and family to see. Because he was another dating coach, pickup coach, but he's brutal. But I'm not here to recommend him for that. I'm actually here to recommend Derek Moneyberg, his money channel. So in a world full of Dave Ramsey's, Ramit Sethi's, why would I offer Derek Moneyberg to be your money mentor? Because there's nobody else like him. Nobody will deliver to you your own bullshit on a platter. He will call you out. You will feel attacked unless you're already a very high achiever and you're willing to accept flaws and take criticism. You know, Derek kind of talks a lot like Charlie Munger, one of the world's foremost investors, partners with Warren Buffett. And he talks a lot about very pragmatic, practical things, flaws in human psychology that we need to watch out for if we hope to make ourselves successful.
Do you ever have a better time to invest in yourself? When would there ever be a better time? I don't know either. You know, it's like, because people use these excuses. Oh, Derek, I don't have the time. Derek, I'm too busy. Well, first of all, those people probably just mismanage their time, you know, pathetically. So first of all, there's a lot of mismanagement of time there.
So not only is he good at the dating stuff and being able to get into other people's heads and get the best results in dating, to be able to meet good girls, how does he do that? By putting his personality out in full blast, like brutally. Willing to take 19 rejections to get one good one that fits perfect. And it's the same thing on money. You know, if you're selling tampons, who are you going to sell them to? Not men. You just alienated half of the world's population by not selling tampons to men. Furthermore, are you going to sell them to all girls, all women? Well, you're probably not going to sell tampons to the elderly. So even these basic human needs have a target market, and you need to hit it. Don't bother lying or being anybody else. It's a waste of time, is the number one thing I've learned from him. And furthermore, that value-based pricing again. If I were to make you $1 million in your pocket, you'd be happy to give me $300,000 of it, wouldn't you? If I was directly responsible for that. And then, how many times did you want to do that? Just once? One and done? Waste all that effort and call it good after that? No way. You'd want to do it as many times as you could, as fast as you could. And that's, again, something that I've learned from Derek. So being able to, root out your own flaws, call yourself on your own bullshit, and not a little bit, but like stare at that man in the mirror and call out your own bullshit, figure out your goals, figure out your target market, make some fucking money. I'm signed up for his business mentorship that doesn't start until October, but it's a really expensive big deal, man. It'll be the biggest investment that I've ever made. It costs even more than my current car for example. It costs as much as my camera and editing gear here. And I don't get affiliates from this. I'm not affiliated with him. I just want to spread the love, man. I want to kind of put myself in with these guys because they're the best. You know, when I listen to music, I only listen to the best. If it's rap, I'm going to listen to Eminem. If it's reggae, I'm going to listen to Bob Marley or Sublime for ska. You know, country, I'm bumping Johnny Cash. Like, I only want to find the very best, and why waste your time with anything else? When I was a boxer, I studied Muhammad Ali. As a guitarist, I studied Tosin Abasi. Pick the best, learn it, and then improve your fucking life. That's why I recommend those top 5 mentors to you, my friend. Like this channel, subscribe for the YouTube algorithm, because I want to get some more views out here so I can start coaching and helping some people out as well. If you have any questions, I do have videos on the 10 Commandments of Game, and I also have a video on pricing creativity, but I can make some more videos on these other guys, hopefully collaborate with them someday. So drop in the comments what you'd like to see. Cody P with the Author Authority, signing out.